Hello! We've officially made it to New Orleans! Andre and I decided to do a pit stop here after his brand trip at Universal Studios in Florida, mostly because I dragged him to, but as a jazz lover, New Orleans has always been on my travel bucket list as this is where jazz was born. So come along with us to explore the history of jazz, good food, and of course, some record stores. New Orleans is also the birthplace of the legendary Louis Armstrong, so I'm hoping to find a record by him to remember this trip by. So let's go!
I get told this.
Without your love, it's nothing crazy, it's about to take the world. Just want it.
Dora's in the middle, right under this sign.
No.
So we're currently at the Louis Armstrong Park, and right behind me is the Congo Square, which is where the enslaved Africans used to gather on Sundays, where they would set up markets, they would play music together and dance, and a lot of people have said this is kind of where jazz was born. It's not even that hot.
No, it's not.
It's
I don't
really
know
not
what
hot.
people are like saying about it's so hot in New Orleans in the summer. Like I think it's fine really. I don't know why people are complaining.
There's literally nothing to complain
There's
about.
really nothing to complain about. There's so much shade. It's like there's a breeze. It's fine.
There's a breeze, he
Yeah,
says.
really strong breeze.
Do you feel like you got accustomed to that? We're currently at the New Orleans Jazz Museum. Before even entering the museum, I went to the gift shop, of course, as one should, and I got this jazz playing card, or like collectible card, and I just feel like it's my equivalent of K-pop photo cards. So I thought it was funny, and we're gonna unbox it. Finished the Jazz Museum, learned a lot, it was really nice, and we came out, it's super sunny, but it's actually raining, which I feel like is very New Orleans weather.
This is why I have a very versatile umbrella to prevent us from getting heat stroke and getting soaked.
Getting soaked. He is so prepared. But now we're just gonna walk to, oh my god. Now we're just gonna walk to the French market because we haven't gone yet, and then we're gonna go to Loretta's to get a different kind of beignet. I'm really excited because we haven't eaten anything since breakfast. And it's really hot out. And I'm excited to shop around the French market. Did you have fun?
Yeah, it was great. Learned a lot.
Learned a lot. got a savory Andre went in line for Loretta's, which is another popular beignet store. They were one of the first makers or creators of praline. So we got the praline beignet, and we're gonna try it. Just a piece of paper. Stuff. Can you see?
So sweet.
This is thicker. Cafe beignet had like more space in it. So I don't know which is considered like a golden standard. It's currently 6:45. We came home to rest for like an hour or so because there was a really bad flash flood. Is that what it's called?
It was a flash flood warning.
Our shoes are completely soaked. Our shirt, everything's completely soaked. So we dried it off and then we just rotted in bed on our phones for a little bit because that was a lot. And my records were wrapped in plastic, so I thought it would be okay, but one of it had like a tiny hole in it, I guess, and water went into it, and I was really upset about it because it's a new record and everything. It was a little bit pricey, but I think I got over it. I'm now seeing it as it has collected the New Orleans typical rainfall, so it has more memory and story to it. Now we're gonna go to our dinner reservation. I feel like New Orleans is just known for a lot of fusion. So we are gonna try out this restaurant called Chong, which is a Korean Creole fusion. It looks really good, so I'm excited to try it. Our reservation's at 7, and then afterwards we're gonna go bar hop, different jazz bars. Yeah, hopefully the food is good. We're gonna head out. Andre's getting ready. Let me slowly pen it over to him.
Hi, I'm Paul.
Like, look at that sun. What the heck? It's so bright
It's
out.
normal here.
Yeah.
Until we run through.
We ordered 3 dishes to share. This one is Gumbo soup dumpling. This is deconstructed ragoon, and it's with blue crab, so it's not even like imitation crab. And then that is crawfish fried rice. And then Andre ordered a hangover soup, which is what?
I'm not drinking all day though. So.
That's his first drink. And I feel like I'm getting sick, so I can't drink. But this looks amazing. You can actually see the crab bits inside. Wow, it's so good. Should have eaten the rice first, but now it doesn't really taste like it. This is so funny. When I was doing vertical, you couldn't see the drink. I couldn't see the drink, but now it's like you're like a kid and then there's alcohol there.
It's my orange juice.
What a vlog.
The sun comes shining on the crying. You wait always.
We're We're going to the carousel bar. Let's hope there's a seat for us. Good morning. Today is day 2 of our New Orleans trip. I unfortunately woke up with a cold. I think it's a combination of just having a sore throat and then getting stormed on and then staying out late at Bourbon Street, which aren't smart decisions on my part, but you know, I feel like if you're here, you just gotta live the experience. So this is the price you pay, and that's okay. I really wanted to just rot in bed today, but I'm gonna try to go out in like 10 minutes so we can still explore the city and get all the content that I need. And yeah, hopefully there's no more flash floods going on today. And I think we're just gonna focus on eating a lot of food because I feel like we haven't really experienced the New Orleans local food scene. So I'm excited to do that. And yeah, we're just gonna head out and have fun. Hopefully I'll feel better soon. Bracing the storm.
Please don't flood again.
I know, please.
I have my waterproof shoes on this time, though.
I'm wearing sandals even though I don't want to expose my toes like that. But my shoes got soaked yesterday. Okay, let's go.
Whenever I would like pronounce things,
Yeah, it is. Thank you.
This is grilled oyster or charred? Charred oyster with crab meat. We paid another $8 for the crab meat, but apparently it elevates the taste of the
That tastes really good.
yeah, that too.
I don't know if we caught anything that we said in the restaurant, but the consensus is oyster, so far Ritz is better, but the charred oyster was good.
You know, sometimes I feel like I just want to give them a
Hello, today is the last full day of New Orleans, and before we start our day, I feel like I should do a quick haul of everything I've gotten the past 9 days, including when Andre and I went to Florida for Universal Studio and Epic Universe. I only got one thing from Epic Universe, and I got it from Mario Land, or Super Nintendo World actually, and it's this stackable Yoshi. I just think it's so cute. That's literally all it does. And now for things that I got in New Orleans. Starting with the very first thing I got at the Faulkner bookstore. I saw this book, I thought it was so cute. It's basically an illustrated guide of New Orleans, and I learned so much from this book. So I got this on my very first day. I read through the entire book within like an hour, and I love learning about the history and like little quirks about the city before I visit, just because it feels more immersive while I'm actually traveling. Highly recommend it. Also, the illustration is just so cute. So that was the first thing I got. And then also, I love writing postcards. If we're really good friends, most likely I've written you at least 3 postcards. So saw these two, thought it was really cute. Then let's move to the records, because I know that's what some of you follow me for, and obviously that's what I love collecting. For those of you that may not know, New Orleans is the birthplace of the famous Louis Armstrong, so I felt like when I was here, I had to get a Louis Armstrong record. So I saved 3 record stores around here. I only got to go to 2, because the other one, although it was highly recommended amongst locals, it was just kind of way too far for me to go to. And the one that I found at the first record store I went to, I think it's called the Louisiana Music Shop or something like that. But I got this one. This is Louis and the Dukes of Dixieland. This is the record that I was holding on the top of my head, thinking there was a plastic, you know how like new records always have the plastic film around it? So I was thinking like maybe it won't get wet. Turns out there was a tiny hole in that film and water just soaked into this entire record. So unfortunately the cover has been damaged, and so did the OB, but I, again, just try to think it's soaking in the New Orleans energy, you know, the rain and everything, so there's a story to tell. The second record I got is Tuba Skinny, which I learned is a local New Orleans band. They're like a brass band, and I haven't heard of them live, but a lot of people recommended their shows if they were playing, but unfortunately they weren't playing when we were there. So I'm excited to listen to this, or to listen to it on Spotify. I just think it's nice to get a local artist record when you're there in the city that they're from. So, and the last record store I went to is also slightly out of the way. It's probably like a 10-minute drive. No, a 5-minute, no. Yeah, it's probably a 10-minute drive away from the French market, but from where we were staying, it was kind of far. So we just Ubered there, plus it was raining. But the place is called Euclid Records, and it's just one of those very old school, vintage, like it has a lot of characteristic type of record store. I really liked it. The pricing there is a lot better than the one that we went to the day before, and they also had a lot more used records, which I really like digging through. I also got this sticker of a crawfish holding a record by them. They said it's their like unofficial logo. So I was like, oh, are you guys selling this? He's like, no, I'll just give it to you for free. So now I have this and it's so cute. When I was there, I also got a Louis Armstrong record, but this is Porgy and Bess. This is Louis Armstrong and Ella Fitzgerald's classic record. I've loved this record for a really long time, so I'm really happy to find it in a really good condition. I think it was only $16? $18. So I feel like it's a steal. And then this other record I found I just thought was really pretty, but this is Wynton Marsalis and John Mayer, which I think is a very interesting duo. I didn't know they collaborated like that, but it's a really pretty record. It has art on both sides, but there's only one track. So this is also a good find. And then the last record I got is also Louis Armstrong, but I got this one because it has its classic songs, and also it says New Orleans on the cover, so I feel like this is just the perfect record to get for this trip. And yeah, that's everything I've gotten so far. Today's the last day. I feel like I'm gonna get like random souvenirs just to give people, and that's about it. So far New Orleans is really fun. I feel like you really don't need 4 days, which is what we had. I feel like 3 days would be sufficient, but I really enjoyed it. So I really recommend everyone to come here, but especially if you love jazz.
Going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship, going through the skies, little Einstein.
so good. It's coconut mocha with coconut cold foam cold brew or something like that. It's kind of sweet, but it's so yummy. I recommend it even though it's a little out of the way.
Who came here before us?
One person from Taiwan. For food's here, I got a fried shrimp po' boy. Andre got a peacemaker.
Has shrimp and oyster and bacon.
Yeah.
Love to take one out.
All this, and I just took this one bite. First of all, this po' boy is really good, and second of all, I just want to talk about the history of po' boy, just because I think it's really interesting. So po' boy became a thing because during the Great Depression, there was a streetcar strike where all the streetcar drivers and motormen, they would protest for better wages and better working conditions. And during the time, the Martin brothers, who were also, they were either streetcar drivers themselves or they owned a motor repair shop, but they also opened a restaurant. And they would give out these sandwiches for free to the strikers. The name po' boy became a thing because they would also joke about just like, oh my god, here comes the poor boys, because they were financially struggling. And it was just like a friendly joke. But then poor boys became po' boys. So it was supposed to be like a very easy, basic sandwich, and it kind of just became a staple, I think just because it was so embedded into the New Orleans history. Wait, hold on. Red beans and rice, fried chicken, and cornbread. I feel like the red beans and rice is too much, but I read that on Monday is their red beans and rice day. Because usually on Monday is like their wash day, and this is easiest to cook. So hassle-free, they just put it, cook, and then do their chores. And today is a Monday, so I feel like it's fitting that we get this. Also, I love cornbread, so this is perfect. This is crazy. This is so out of place. So the most exciting thing happened earlier. We were at the antique shop and I was looking through this box of Jazz Fest postcards, and we all know like Jazz Fest is a big deal here. A lot of people travel to New Orleans just to attend that festival. I was looking through the postcards, and because I was filming it, I was kind of blocking someone's way, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry. And then he was like, oh, it's okay, like, what were you looking at? Are you like trying to get a postcard? I'm like, oh yeah. And I kind of told him that I really wanted to go to the Jazz Festival, but I couldn't. And turns out he's one of the artists that drew a couple of the Jazz Fest posters. Supposedly he was going to meet up with us in a couple minutes. A couple minutes? What am I talking about? I'm about to crash out.
So
Can
he
you
said-
say it for me?
So-
Wait, hold on.
So he said he was gonna meet back up with us later so that he can show us around his studio.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Why was that so hard to say? Anyways, I just think it's so cool because we already thought people in New Orleans are really nice. Like, everyone's just smiley. We make very basic conversation, especially here on Magazine Street. I think the small shop owners are just a lot friendlier than back in the French Quarter. And just being able to talk to strangers like that, and you never know who is amongst you and who you're going to talk to and stuff. So I'm really excited. I hope he does get the time to meet up with us, and that would be really cool to kind of look at his design. So we'll see if it actually happens. And yeah, keep you updated. Yay! Oh. We're gonna take a bus and then we're gonna head back to the French Quarter. We're gonna go visit that really pretty house again because I realized I didn't take pictures in front of it and I want to. And then we're gonna go to Café du Monde finally. We already tried Loretta and we tried Café Beignet. So now we get a good idea of how to compare them. So Café du Monde used to call beignets the French market donut, but then they rebranded it because they wanted the French influence to still be present in the beignet, so they just called it beignets, the original name. But yeah, they're known to be the first ones to have it in New Orleans, which is really cool. Okay, our bus is here. Oh, does this feel like you want to say something? Andre's eating straight up bread. They just gave us like straight up bread.
That's how you know I'm hungry, because I usually don't just eat bread like this.
Yeah, he hates bread, but he's just like gnawing on it. I've never seen this happen. So as you know, gumbo and jambalaya are kind of like the popular food of New Orleans amongst a lot of other things. With jambalaya, it has more of a Spanish root, whereas gumbo has more of a French root where it comes from like the bouillon base, so it's a little bit soupier. Since it's more of a French-inspired dish, they use what they call the Holy Trinity with cooking, where they have celery, bell pepper, and onion. And they also, because you know, a lot of the food in New Orleans is about fusion, so it also fuses with okra that the Africans brought over, as well as sassafras from Native Americans that were already on this land. And for jambalaya, it's more of like the Spanish paella, so it's like the rice, and then they add like the German sausages and make that fusion dish as well. So those are the food that we're gonna try today. And then afterwards, we're gonna go to Café du Monde to get beignets. I kind of insist on going, even though we're both really tired. But I feel like we're here, we kind of have to go to the main store. And then afterwards, again, even though I'm really tired, I'm gonna go to Preservation Hall. Preservation Hall holds a lot of significance and history for New Orleans jazz, especially because it was kind of when a lot of people, even though during segregation, during the Jim Crow era, like people would go in to play music together, and that's kind of also where jam sessions happen, I feel like. So I just feel like I have to go. And yeah, just excited to eat food. And then go to a jazz show, my last jazz show in New Orleans. And then we're gonna head back. Or I'm gonna head back. Because I'm gonna go alone. Because Andre's tired and I don't wanna force him. I don't wanna force him to watch the show with me. So that's it. We also haven't gotten gator meat or gator sausage, so we're gonna try it now. And this is turnip greens.
Yeah, you can just try it first by itself.
Yeah, and then she recommended us adding the Cajun seasoning into it, but we're gonna try it alone first.
It's like any other meat.
It's like sausage.
Yeah, like I would, if you fed this to me, I would think it's just any other sausage.
I mean, it's good.
Yeah.
We quite liked the food. It was yummy. Did you like the food, sir?
I
Did you
really
like the
liked it.
food?
Yes, I loved it. I
Yeah.
loved the gumbo, and the jambalaya.
Jambalaya?
Yeah, jambalaya.
We love the jambalaya. We also got the gator sausage, which was surprisingly good. She did say it was 70% gator meat and then 30% pork, which I don't know if that's common throughout all sausages or just the way they make it. But it was yummy. It's kind of expensive though. But that's something we noticed is like we weren't expecting New Orleans food to be this pricey.
Maybe it's just where we are.
Yeah, but maybe just being the French Quarter. But even when we went kind of like outskirts to the garden area, whatever that place is called.
Outskirts. I think it's just a little further away.
It's just a little further away. It's not the outskirts. But even when we had the po' boy, it was also kind of pricey. It was like $20 for 6-inch sandwich. So yeah, just take that information what you will. Know that you should be expecting to pay a little bit more than you expect.
I do too. I like Loretta and Cafe Beignet better. It feels very firm. It feels very thick. So how would we rank this? Out of Cafe Beignet, Cafe du Monde, and Loretta. I think I would rank Loretta first. But keep in mind that we ordered the praline version. So there was like praline filling inside. That was really good. But praline aside, I feel like the texture of the beignet itself is very chewy and airy. No, it's more chewy. And then Cafe Beignet I like more because it feels very airy. And this one just feels like a dense donut. Would I even call it donut? It's like fried bread.
Hello, so I just got back from a really amazing show at the Preservation Hall. I'm so glad I went. I think it's so worth it. I've heard a lot of people say that $25 for like the entry level ticket is kind of expensive compared to other venues that are $5 cover fee or sometimes no fee at all. But I just feel like the Preservation Hall holds so much significance to jazz, to the civil rights movement, to music really, and I think it's worth the price. So before I say anything, I highly recommend you go check it out if you're ever here. If you even like jazz just a little bit, I think going there will change your entire perspective where you become a jazz lover like me, because you just have a really newfound respect for jazz. And you know I like jazz, and I've been learning about jazz for a really long time, but coming to New Orleans really opened my eye a lot more, and it gave me a new insight into jazz history, how jazz played a role in New Orleans, or how New Orleans played a role in jazz, how Black history played a role in jazz, and how jazz really is a form of protest and freedom of speech. But I'm so happy I came because it really just made me fall in love with the music even more and have like this new layer of respect for it even more. I am leaving New Orleans tomorrow. I had such a good time, and I also hope you had a good time with me and with Andre, and hope this inspires you to come to New Orleans at some point, because it's really fun. And that's all. Okay, bye!